Hi everyone, I wanted to give you a little map scale tutorial. Here is how we can create a map scale using a note card, okay, which you should have gotten also. So to refresh our memory, we know a little map scale is comparing the distance on a map to the distance between two cities or two states in real life. So we know that this 1 inch is going to symbolize 100 miles because obviously we know this is not the real distance from St. Louis to Detroit. And so in order for us to be able to look at a map and to be able to estimate about how far each city or state is from one another, we use a map scale, and every single map has one. So we know, first off, that this is a map of the United States, which is our country. And we know that all of these little names with dots by them mean they're cities. Okay, if they have a little dot by them, that's not a state name, but a city name. So I'm going to refresh your memory as to how to create your own map scale. So we start with our note card like this. And right here is our map scale. It says 1 inch is about equal to 100 miles in real life. So anything that's an inch apart is roughly 100 miles away in real life. So what we can do, you always start with the left top corner and you have to line it up exactly. Okay, so we're just going to make an inch on this note card. So I start here, but this one is kind of funky. So I'm going to go right here and then just make one line right here. We don't even need to make a line right here because obviously this is the very beginning. So this is 1 inch and this is 100 miles. Remember, I'm writing this is super small. MI is just a shortened way to write miles. And so I know that this is 100 miles. But if I wanted to be even more specific, I see that half of 100 is, this looks like an 80, I know, but it's 50 miles. So if you even wanted to write that, then that would be helpful too and would help you be even more specific. So we can just leave it like this as 1 inch equaling 100 miles, or we can become even more specific and really make it easier on ourselves. So this is what I'm going to have us do. I'm still lined up. The corner of my paper is 0. This line is 100 miles. So if I move this to line up right here, I know that this line is now, I have 1 inch, 2 inches. So really 2 inches is equal to 100 plus 100 more is 200 miles. And then I'm going to keep doing this along the entire top of this note card. 300 miles. 400 miles. Can I get to 500? Can I? Yes. 500 miles. And you also, just like we did at the front, where I split this in half and said 50 miles, you could go along here and split these up too. So 50, 100, 150 miles, 200. So that's a way that you could even make it more specific, and you could do that in between all of these increments. And so we now have our beautiful map scale. Yay. So number one, how far is Detroit to Chicago? So we would find Detroit and Chicago right along here. And we're going off of the 2 dots by each name. So I would take my map scale, kind of move your paper, put the left corner, that means 0. It's like we're using a ruler, and line it up so it's touching Detroit's dot. So from Chicago to Detroit, it's ending right about here. It's about 50 miles. Good. And so then you would just come down here, right? 50 mi or miles. We have to write and label this, or else I'd be like, what, 50 bananas? Don't know. We have to be specific. So, for example, if I was going to do then Seattle to Dallas, which is a lot farther, you can turn your paper to make it easier so you're not like flipping it upside down. Turn it so you can read it left to right. There's the dot for Seattle. Here's the dot for Dallas, and it's kind of like a little pivot for my basketball people. put plant right here, and then you can move it. So line this up with a dot in Dallas, and around or approximately from here to here, you could tell how far it was. And again, all of this is an approximation or an estimation. It's around how many miles. We don't have to be super specific, but if we are using our map scale like this, we can be pretty specific. All right. If you have watched this video, hope it helped you. I want you to write, you know how I call social studies? Double S with a heart. Social studies is the best. Put that on the bottom of your paper so I know that you watched it. All right. Good luck, guys. Hope you do well. Bye.